In this GetResponse tutorial, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about GetResponse from start to finish as you watch behind my shoulder. We're going to go through everything all the way from creating an account to creating a list, setting up your email, setting up a website, funnel, landing page, how to send out emails, how to integrate it all together, automation workflows, everything like that you will see in this video. The goal of this video here is to become a master of GetResponse after watching it, so you don't have to look up any other videos or read any tutorials, FAQs, anything like that, all right? For those of you who don't know me, welcome to the channel. My name is Ivan. I have been doing affiliate and online marketing for the past 6 years now. I've generated a full-time 6-figure income doing so, and I've been using GetResponse for the past 6 years as well, ever since I started my journey. And in my opinion, it's one of the best email and autoresponder softwares that are out there. And so I'm going to show you absolutely everything here. Before we get into it, guys, don't forget to hit like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos like this where I show you how to use various online and affiliate marketing tools and how to make money online. All right. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So step one is, of course, we have to create an account if you don't already have one. So if you guys head over to go.ivanmana.com/GetResponse10, this is my affiliate link, and I give you a special at least 10% discount on any plan you pick. So you'll be able to start off with a free 30-day plan, and then after that, you'll be able to save at least 10%. So truly an exclusive offer you can't get anywhere else by just going to getresponse.com, for example. So if you want to get started with GetResponse and follow along with me, definitely take advantage of the offer. And so what we're going to do here is just pick a plan. It really doesn't matter because we're going to set up our account. You don't even have to enter your credit card details, nothing like that. And then you can choose the plan after. So we're just going to click on create free account. We're going to enter the full name. We're going to enter my email, which in this case is, let's say, strategicadvantage112@gmail.com. And then I'm going to set a password. There you go. And now I'm going to click on create. Nope. Okay. We need a special character. Okay. So I'll use that and we'll click on create account. And so now what we might have to do is verify our account by going over here. And it says here, please activate your GetResponse account. So we're just going to go back to our email right away. We'll click on activate account. And we should be up and running and good to go here. And we can already close this one right here. I'm going to add it to my LastPass. And then this is the first thing you should see once you confirm your account. And it's basically asking you to enter your address and your company name and whatnot. So depending on where you live, which country you live in, this is required. So you do have to have your address at the bottom of the email. So I know that in Canada, you are required to do that. However, I have a business address that I'm going to use here. I'm not going to use my actual home address. And you can do the same thing as well. So I'm just going to go in and fill these details out, and I'm going to click on the next step. All right, and so I filled in all the details here. Just as a test, obviously, I'm not going to actually be sending out emails. This is an illustration account, so of course, it's okay that it's not a real address. But I'm going to go ahead and click on next step here. And this one doesn't really matter. You can just click on prefer to explore on my own because I'm here, and that's kind of the point of this video. So just click on I prefer to explore on my own, and we're going to go through the steps. So let me quickly show you the beginning interface, and then we're going to go in and actually do the stuff, right, that we need to do. So over here, it says here we need to choose our plan. So we're just going to skip this, say maybe later. If we have to upgrade the plan in order to access some features, we're definitely going to do that as well. And again, we're going to click on explore by yourself because I'm here. And we can close out of that. So the first thing you're going to see once you log into GetResponse is this interface here with what they call widgets. So these little squares are widgets, and you can customize them and you can set them to whatever you want to, whatever you want to track when you first log into the account. So for example, I'm going to click on the plus sign here. And let's suppose I have a bunch of email lists and I want to see how many contacts I got in each one. I can click on add here. And now I'm going to be able to see the lists that I have and how many contacts I have. I can also click on add new widget and you can scroll down, whatever it is you want. As you guys get more familiar with GetResponse, you'll be able to figure out what's important to you. But one of the important things is, for example, new contacts. You want to be able to say, hey, how many new contacts did I get today? So you can select the list that you want to see, that you want to count the contacts in, and then click on apply. And then that's the idea. You can choose what you want. If you don't want a widget, you simply click on the little 3 dots and click on remove widget, remove widget, remove widget. You can also edit them. So if you click on edit widget, you can now choose, how you want it to be portrayed or whatever details are for that specific widget. So you can do that. And let's see if we can add one more. Maybe, let's say conversion funnel. We want to monitor our sales, right? So we're going to have to create a funnel, which we will get to, just not right now. So that's this idea here. And so let me just show you here the tools. So this is everything we're going to go over, or at least most of what we're going to go over. So we're going to go over contacts, how to create a list, how to check your contacts. We're going to go over email marketing, which is sending individual emails. We're going to go over autoresponders, where you're going to send a sequence of emails one after another, and you can decide how often, how frequently, so on and so forth. Website builder, I'll show you how to build a website, how to build a landing page, how to set up forms and pop-ups for your pages as well, how to access the reports and what you'll see, e-commerce tools. If you have a store like Shopify and you want to integrate it together, I'll show you roughly how to do that. Automation, this is the workflow automation, really cool if you want to really fine-tune your email sending and you want to send a specific email for someone, let's say somebody that opens email X or doesn't click on a link Y in a certain email. You can do that and you can categorize them or send them a certain email. So that's pretty cool. Webinars, if you're into that. Conversion funnel, you'll be able to make a funnel, which is basically just a bunch of different landing pages together. So that's what a funnel is. Paid ads, this is pretty cool. You can integrate GetResponse with Facebook ads and Google ads, and you'll be able to create ads here all in one, right? So GetResponse is really trying to kind of have this all in one thing going on where GetResponse is all you need to do everything. That's basically their goal. Then you have chats, which is really cool. So you'll be able to add chats on your website, and then you'll be able to actually talk to people that visit your site or visit your landing page, and you'll be able to just message them and talk to them. So that's pretty cool. Web push notifications, haven't tried that much, but something we can explore as well. Files and images, this is where you will be adding your files and images. If you have maybe a freebie that you want to give out, a free guide, you'll be able to add your images there. Integrations and API. If you have a third-party landing page or website builder, let's say you are building a website or a landing page on Bounce, you'll be able to integrate GetResponse and on Bounce so that if somebody signs up to your landing page on that third-party platform, GetResponse will be sending out the emails, right? And webhooks, which is a more complicated version of API, more of developer programmer stuff. We're not going to get into that. And then you have the top menu here. You have the contacts, email marketing, and reports, which you can customize as well. So let's say I want the email marketing to be first. I'm going to click Save Settings, and now that's first. So I'm sure they're going to add new features here. It seems kind of, boring here with just 3, but that's that. And then they have chat support 24/7, which is really cool. All you're going to do is enter your name and enter your email and click Start Chat. And usually they're there right there and then. So that's the layout, okay? So before we dive into it and start creating our list, creating our pages, we have to do 2 things. One is we have to add our email, and this is going to be our email and domain from which we're going to be sending emails from. And the second thing we have to do is add a list, or at least edit the list that was automatically created for us, okay? So let's start off by editing our email and making sure that this is the right email that you want to be sending out content from. So we're going to click on the little profile icon here in the top right. We're going to click on Manage Account and go to email addresses. And this is going to be the email that you'll be using. So as you can see here, GetResponse says not recommended. And that's because they don't suggest using a Gmail, because anybody can create a Gmail account and send spam emails. And obviously, email providers have identified something free like that is not a good way to send out emails, because then chances are people might not even see it. So what I do suggest is having your own domain and having your own email with your own domain. For example, I have a website, ivanmana.com. So my email is ivan@ivanmana.com. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Add Email. I'll say name ivan@ivanmana.com, and I'm going to click on Add. And now we're going to have to verify. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into my ivan@ivanmana.com email account, and I'll show you what that verification email will look like. And so here I opened this email, and it says you have requested to add this email to your account, right? So I'm going to just click confirm. We can close out of that. And then now this email is going to be right here. So it has been confirmed, which is awesome. Now, one thing I do suggest you do is you also authenticate the email. And this is important because this is going to increase the chances of your emails being read if you actually authenticate it, meaning you verify that this email actually belongs to you. So what you're going to do is click on authenticate here. And I bought my domain on namecheap.com. So if you buy your domain on GoDaddy, HostGator, Bluehost, any of these providers, log into that platform. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go in and log into Cloudflare because my Namecheap servers are pointing to Cloudflare. So basically that's where my DNS records are held. So wherever your DNS records are held, basically wherever you bought your domain, go there, okay? And so I'm going to go in and log into my Cloudflare account so I can show you how you can authenticate your email as well. And so here I am inside my DNS records of Cloudflare because that's where my DNS settings are. And so what we're going to do is, so we already verified it. Let's close out of that. So what we have to do is do the following, follow the instructions. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So first off, it says we have to create a TXT record, okay? So we're going to go up here. We're going to say add record. And again, whatever system you're using, whatever domain registrar, be it GoDaddy, be it Namecheap, look for the option that's going to say add record, add DNS record. Look for that option. And so I clicked on add record. I'm going to select type. It said TXT. So we're going to select TXT here. And now it's asking for the name. Now, here's the thing. You don't want to copy the whole thing. I did that at first, and that didn't work out very well. What you want to do is copy this part here, copy it, come back here, and paste it right there. Then you want to come back here. You want to copy this whole thing, and you want to add it here. And now we're going to click on save. And that's all you have to do. So you just want to go down and verify that that has been done. So it was, let's see, it's DD61, right? So DD61 is this one right here. So at the very top. And you just want to make sure that it's there. If you want, double check, make sure everything's correct, and then say got it. And now, oh, okay, so it's been already authenticated. It might take you up to 24 hours. In my case, I think what's going on is I already had it set up with my other account. And so, GetResponse already knows that this email belongs to me. But in your case, it might take up to 24 hours to authenticate it. But once it does, that's amazing. Now, one more thing we have to do is click on the three dots and set as default, because you want this email to be the default email once you start sending out emails, right? So it's just something to make your life easier once you start setting up autoresponders, broadcasts, so on and so forth. So we did the one thing. We set up our email, which is awesome. So now what we're going to do is head over into tools and contacts, and we're going to create a list, or at least I'm going to show you how to edit a list. So once you create an account, you're going to have a list automatically set up for you. In this case, it's called Strategic Advantage 112, which is the Gmail. Now, I don't really want this list, but unfortunately, you can't delete it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to leave that as is, and we're going to create a new list. So in this case, let's suppose we'll be promoting, I don't know, let's say my online marketing guide. So you could say online marketing, or let's just say online marketing, and we'll say create. Okay, cool. It's important that you guys set a good name, because people will see this when they subscribe, and if they unsubscribe, they'll see the name. So you don't want to make it something stupid, something goofy, something profane especially. So once you do that, let's click on, we can click on make default, so that as we set everything up, as we set up emails, this is going to be the default list it's going to go to. And then let's go into settings. And I just want to show you a few settings here that you can play around with. So again, make sure the list name is right. You'll see in a second what that's going to look like. You can enter a list title and list description. This is simply for your reference. Nobody's going to see that. So that's for your reference. Category doesn't matter at all as well. But I'll say internet marketing. This is the address, right? So it's going to show up at the bottom. And then, so that's good. So we're just going to save for that one. And then we're going to go into subscription. And then over here, so if you check this up to on, then you're going to get notifications whenever somebody signs up to your list. So which email do you want to receive these notifications to whenever you get a new subscriber? So if you choose to go with this, right? Once you start generating a lot of leads for your business, you probably don't want to be spammed by these emails. So I'd probably keep it turned off and just check GetResponse. But it's up to you. If you're just starting out and you want to track, when you get your first lead, feel free to just select the email, click apply, and you'll get a notification whenever somebody signs up. So you can do that. Now this here, double opt-in. So a double opt-in is a choice that is up to you. If somebody signs up to your list, double opt-in means they're going to send an email before they're added to the list. They're going to send an email saying, hey, are you sure you want to join this list? Like, are you sure that you signed up for this, that you want to be on it? So that's a double opt-in. So it's up to you if you want to have it or not. If you have it, then it ensures that the quality of your leads is a little bit higher, right? Because these are people that have a brain that said, yes, I definitely want to be on this list. I didn't just do it by accident or by mistake, or I was forced into it, whatever. On the other hand, if you have it off, then you'll get more people on your list because some people won't hit confirm. I'm going to keep it off because sometimes people might not receive the confirmation email or whatever other reason. Maybe they're too lazy to hit yes. So I just want them there anyway, and then I can sort out. And if somebody just doesn't respond to any of my messages, then I can remove them if I have to, but at least I have the choice to, right? At least I have them on the list rather than automatically having them off. So this next part here is confirmation page. So after somebody has signed up to your double opt-in, only if you have it, what do you want the page to look like? So if you just leave it at GetResponse, it's gonna look like this, which just says, okay, thanks for subscribing. Or you can create a custom URL saying, hey, thanks for confirming your subscription. So you'd have to enter the URL here. So we're not going to do that. Unsubscribe and consent. So if somebody unsubscribes, like I said, this is what it's going to look like to the people, right? And they'll have the option to unsubscribe. So they're going to see the name of the list. That's why it's important for you to have a good list name so that when people see it, they're not alerted or surprised or disappointed, whatever. Right? Then you have the unsubscribe success page, which is, hey, why are you unsubscribing? GetResponse always gives these options because if you say that I never signed up to receive these emails, if you get enough of these, GetResponse might shut down your account because they don't want spammers, right? They don't want you sending out unsolicited emails. So that's why they will always ask. You can't really change that, even if you don't have a double opt-in. And then newsletter directory, I'm not sure what that is. Never really worked with that. And then you have this index and search engines where basically if you have a list archive, I'm guessing archive of all the emails that you sent and stuff like that, Google might be able to index them if you say yes. So you probably don't want Google to see those dead emails that you no longer use. So I'm going to turn it off. And then you have confirmation message. So this is only if you have the double opt-in enabled, right? So what do you want the subject line to be? Hey, please confirm, response required, right? Kind of urging people to confirm their subscription, newsletter subscription, whatever. You can choose the headline you want. You can create your own if you like, add custom, from address, of course, that's the email address, reply to, and then you have the template. So the default template is gonna look like this, where it's gonna say, hey, we've received your request for a subscription. To confirm, please click the following. And then if people click, then they're gonna be added to your list, okay? So that's how you do that. Oops. So let's quickly have a rundown. So that's about it. So like I said, we're going to keep this off so you don't really have to worry about anything. Everything else looks good. But I think it was important to show you this in case you did want to do the double opt-in. So there's that. We'll click save. Everything looks good as is. And we are good to get started. So we've created our list. We've created our email. So let's start off by creating a website / landing page / funnel. So I'm going to show you these things here, the how to build a website, how to build a landing page, and conversion funnel. I'll show you the difference between them, how to use it, how to create it, how to set up your own custom domain within it. And then we're going to go in and actually set up the email, the email sequence or emails to connect with our landing pages, right? So let's start off with website builder. So this is pretty new. This wasn't there, not less than a year ago. And they'll allow you to create a website, which is really cool. So we'll click X because I know where to go. And yeah, so this you can filter by you want published or unpublished, and then you can create a website. And the editor is going to be pretty much the same, but it's going to be more detailed. So I really like this. They have a ready-made template, which you can just choose, or you can use an AI-powered builder. So ready-made template's pretty simple. I'm going to leave it up to you to explore. Basically, all you're going to do is just go in and select the template, click edit, and then make the changes. We're going to use this because this is pretty cool. And then we're going to land on the same page afterwards where we'll be able to actually edit the page together, right? So you'll still see how to do that. And then you can import it later on. They're still working on that. So let's click this. This is kind of cool. So what kind of business? So let's say online marketing. Let's say I want to give a guide. So I'm going to say online marketing. And you do have to select from the options here. If you just click enter, they're not going to allow you to proceed. So Let's say we're doing, I don't even know if they have here, advertising and marketing maybe. And then what type of business do you want to build, or what type of website? So you guys, anybody that's been following me for a while, you guys are probably affiliates like I was and like I am still. So I'm going to click affiliate, but you can choose whatever you want. And then GetResponse is going to make the layout based on the option that you picked, right? Just to make it look nicer in accordance with the default. So I'm going to say affiliate. I'm going to say next step. And then you can choose what you want to add. So you can deselect these if you want and just kind of start with a blank slate without any of these options, without testimonials, without sign-up forms. But what we're going to do is we're going to select everything just so we have it all. And then we'll go in and we'll be able to kind of play around and edit it. So we'll click next. You can choose the color. So they have 4 options here. These black, gray, and white colors. They have these golden colors, the kind of everything colors from red to black to white, or simplicity. I do like the simplicity. So I'm going to click here. You can also upload your logo, and you can import styles from an existing website if you have it, if you like those colors. But we're going to click next step. And we're going to confirm that the company details are accurate. Let's say they are. I guess it's asking for us to, let's say, skip. And we'll just get the website ready. So we'll give it a second, and it's going to load everything up, and we'll be able to navigate and go through every single page and make the changes. So there you go. It's saying pick your design. While we were waiting, I closed off my Cloudflare account because you no longer need that. Once you set up your email, you're good to go. You can close out of all those platforms. You don't need it anymore. So they give you here 3 templates. You can choose what you like. And if you want to preview, see what it looks like, click on full site preview here. And you can scroll down, see what it looks like. It's a basic site. If you're building a website, I wouldn't recommend GetResponse. I'd recommend like WordPress or something. But it's a really cool all-in-one solution. So if you do prefer to just have everything in one place, this is a good viable option for you. So I don't really like this theme too much, so don't click here. Click on the little X on the top right. Otherwise, you'll have to start from the beginning. Let's look at this one. This one looks clean. I like this one. Let's see what this one looks like. I like this picture here, which we can change. Yeah, so this looks good. So I like this one. Let's use this design. And now we'll be able to edit it. So you have all these options here, right? You have the home, the pricing table, gallery, which is like the basic defaults for a website. You can add an element. Okay, I know that. I'm gonna close out of this. And so the navigation menu here is on the top left. You can choose to edit the pricing table page, the gallery page. So it's just like a website, right? So I'm obviously not going to go through every single website and make detailed edits. Otherwise, this video will never end. But I'll show you roughly how to make the edits. So the first one here is an image. You can simply change an image by clicking replace and then selecting the file. So either upload it or use Unsplash. You can use free images. So I don't know, let's say laptop, to symbolize online marketing. Let's say maybe, a person working on a laptop. I like this one. We can do that, and that looks pretty good. And then you can make it a little smaller if you like. You don't have too many options to play around with the image, but there are some. So if you go to image window settings, you can choose, for example, the opacity. You can choose the alignment. You can choose scale to full, change the width, or change it to the original size. So go back, make it smaller, bigger. These are some of the options they have. They have advanced settings where you can add a border around the image. You can add a radius, which is like the little, circular, basically making the edges rounded as opposed to making them here. For instance, let me show you here. See how they're rounded, the corners here? You can add a shadow as well. So we can leave it like that. Over here, introduce your idea. So what's this page about? This is the home page. So we can just say, welcome to our website or something like that. Then, so as you can see, this is really simple. Just drag and drop. So you're just gonna literally click on whatever you want to change and just change it up. And over here, as you can see, we didn't add a logo, so it's blank. But you can just click here and just add a logo, right? So just click on replace and add whatever it is. So we can say on this website, we show people different affiliate marketing tools. Great. That's enough. You can click here. You can adjust the font size, the font family, the alignment, everything. Straightforward. There's nothing much else really to show you. If you want to add more elements, you can click on add element, and then you would just drag and drop. So if you want to add a button, you just go in here and add a button. Then you can choose what you want it to look like, play around with it a little bit. If you want to add more stuff, you can. We will be using this custom code option here as well to add forms. So when we get to the forms, the pop-ups, all that, when I show you how to set that up, we'll be using that. And so that's basically it. So you would just go through the process here, go through each page that you want to edit and edit it. And you can add a title here. So this is what? This is the FAQ page. So you can say frequently asked questions. And then you can change that up to whatever you want to, okay? So that looks good to me. So we can preview it, see what it looks like. Then if you go to, see how it's all integrated? I love that. Everything's already integrated, fully set up. And let's go back. So next, let's connect the domain. So I'm gonna show you how to actually set up your own custom domain for this. So what's the website name? Let's say online marketing tutorials maybe. And then you can use this domain if you like. So GetResponse, you can choose one of these that you like, GetResponseSite.com, grsite.com, and then you can change this subdomain to say, for example, affiliate marketing. You can say publish, or you can connect the domain. So obviously, if you're a professional, if you're building out a fully fledged website, I do suggest having your own custom domain. So what you're gonna do is click on connect, and you can buy a new domain and integrate it with GetResponse right there. And then I'm gonna go the harder route, which is adding a new domain. So we don't have any here. So we're gonna click on add a new domain, and you can set up whatever domain you want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna log in to my Namecheap account where I have a bunch of domains, and I'm gonna use one of them here just for the purpose of this video. So I'll see you in a second. So I have this domain, biofitnow.com. I'm in my Namecheap account. Let's suppose I wanna use this domain. So I'm gonna go in and copy it. Come back here and I'm gonna add it here. And you do need to add the subdomain as well if you want. So let's suppose I want www, and I'm gonna click add. And now it's just gonna tell you instructions what to do to be able to add this domain. So I'll show you exactly how to do that here as well. Pretty simple. So I ended up recording about another half hour or so only to realize that the system actually crashed. So this is where we were at. So basically we were told what name servers to point, right? So we have to go back to our domain here. I said biofitnow.com. And what we have to do is remove these. So in our name servers section here, Namecheap basic DNS, what we're gonna do is delete those, and instead we're gonna copy this, come back here, say custom DNS, and add it right there. Then we're gonna do the same for the second one. Oops. And then we're gonna say add name server, 2 more. We're gonna copy this one, Control V to paste, copy that one, Control V, and then we're gonna hit save. And so this is all you're gonna need for this domain to work with the website builder. So it says DNS server update may take up to 48 hours. So that's fine. So we're gonna say got it. And that should basically be it. So I believe this is where we were at. And once you set up the domain, basically you'll be able to publish the site. So if we go back to the websites, and so just to go back to where we were, if we click on edit, so from here, if we click on publish, hopefully it'll take us back to that page where we were, but basically that's all you're gonna do. So you're just gonna enter that domain, you're gonna set it up with a name service here, make sure you hit save, and then the site's gonna be published. So then I could show you some of the other settings, like if you wanna add a favicon or if you wanna change anything, you're simply gonna click on edit settings or edit site if you wanna change the site itself. So over here, I don't know why it's so slow all of a sudden, but you can click on edit site settings to change stuff like the domain here, to put the site on draft again, to add a favicon, add a cookie consent banner. You can say yes or no to that. And that's basically it. So if we go back to websites, this is basically now gonna be, if you click on tools, click on website builder, the website's complete, right? And then again, here's where you can add all the stuff. And so that's how you add a website. So the next thing here is landing page. So with a landing page, it's basically just one part of a website. So with a website, you have a contact us page, about us page. With a website, you're really just gonna be collecting leads. So we're gonna click on tools, click on landing pages. And what we're gonna do is just click on create landing page. And it's pretty much gonna be the same layout. The interface in the builder is going to look a little bit different, but it's going to be the same idea, drag and drop. And so you'll just be able to select the template. So let's suppose we want to pick this one. You can enter a name, let's say landing page 1. So this is what the landing page is going to look like. This is going to be your thank you page. Comes together. We'll click next step. And this is where you will be able to edit it. And like I said, interface will look a little bit different, but you can still drag and drop. The cool thing about landing pages that I like as opposed to a website is that with a landing page, you can drag and drop anywhere you like, not just in certain blocks. So over here, for instance, we could drag it there. We can drag an image here. We can change it up however you want to. So it's the same exact editing style as with the website, but just this is a landing page. So yeah, I mean, that's basically it. You can change this image here, right? So if you just double click it, you can go there. There's all these different tools here they have as well, like this little link, little pencil icon and stuff. You can play around with those. But for text, for example, you can just hover over and change it. You have all the editing options. And if you double click it and you click on this little image icon there, you'll be able to add any image you want. You can upload or use a Shutterstock gallery or use GIFs, so on and so forth. So pretty cool. And then you can change this stuff here. So headline with your value proposition, get your free affiliate marketing guide here. You can do that. And then we can move this up a little bit like that. So on and so forth, right? And then you also have split test variations here. So you can add variant B, you can add variant C. So if you want to test different headlines against each other, you want to test different images, you can do that as well. And then one thing we forgot to do with our website is edit the mobile view. So if you click on mobile here, you can say, let's go mobile. And then you just want to make sure that it all looks good on the mobile view as well. So that looks good. Let's click on save. Continue without mobile versions. We did do the mobile version. Okay, so because we've added different variants, we had to go through the thank you page, mobile page as well, and things like that, right? So through all the variants. So that's fine. We went through all the variants. Now we can go to next step. And then here we can enter the landing page title. So we said landing page 1. This description's only for your reference. And then here's where you can add the domain. So same with the website, you can choose a domain here. However, as you can see, the domain that we added isn't listed here. And that's because the domain for your website is going to be totally different from the domain for your landing page and funnel. So we will have to add a new domain here. So we'll click on add domain. And what I'm going to do is go into my Namecheap account and see which other domain we can use for this video. And so for the landing page domain, we're going to use carbofixnow.com. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to paste it here, say www.carbofix, and we're going to say add domain. So make sure there's no spaces at the end, because otherwise you'll get that error message. So we'll click on add domain, and now we should be able to select it. However, we didn't set it up at all yet, right? So we can select it, but it's not going to work. So what you have to do is you have to click on change DNS settings here, and you're going to have to follow the instructions. So I'm going to put a link to what you have to do down at the bottom of the video, but basically you just have to add these here. These two. So you can copy that, come back into your domain provider, say custom DNS, and we're going to control V to paste. And then we're going to take this and we're going to paste it there as well and click save. And that should be all you have to do. So now this domain is going to be working with GetResponse. So I just want to make sure that it saves, wait for the little arrow here to go away. And there you go. It says DNS server may take up to 48 hours. That is okay. So yes, it will take some time, but now this domain should be working for us. So carbofixnow.com. So instead of using the GetResponse domain, we're going to be using this one. So we're going to close out of that. We're going to scroll down. So this is why we created a list, right? So you can choose where you want your email subscribers to go to, whether you have a confirmed opt-in or not. We don't. We're going to say no. And then you're going to say which day of the cycle do you want them to go on? Do you want them to go to the default thank you page, which is the thank you page that we created here? Do you want a custom thank you page, which is your own thank you page that you may have created? Or do you want to stay on the current page? So no thank you page, basically. So we will use the default thank you page, which was the thank you page that came with that landing page. And we're going to say publish. And that is how you do your landing page. So we can view the landing page here. So it still has the old domain, right? The GetResponse one, because ours is still not working. But then once you enter your name and email, you'll get the thank you page, and then you'll be able to download your lead magnet. So we will go over lead magnets later on in this video as well. So that's how you do the landing page. So you know how to do a website, you know how to do a landing page. So let me show you one more thing to do with building out a website / landing page, and that is conversion funnel. And so with this conversion funnel, it's basically a combination of building out a landing page, a thank you page, and setting it up with the email integration. So funnel kind of does everything all in one. So you don't have to create a separate email list. You don't have to create a separate landing page. By using this funnel feature, it's all going to be integrated all together in one. So that's kind of the benefit of using a funnel. So we can click on create funnel here, and you can choose what you want to do. Do you want to build a list? Do you want to sell a product? Do you want to promote a webinar? So yeah, we could say give visitors a valuable resource in exchange for their email, just so I can show you how you can add this cool lead magnet to your own account. However, if you want to just collect their emails without giving them anything, maybe you're saying, hey, sign up to get, to see the cool video on the next page, then you can use this option. But for demonstration, we're going to use this. We'll say funnel 1, save and continue. And you can choose a lead magnet. So GetResponse already provides you with some really cool lead magnets for free. You don't have to do anything just to get started, or you can add your own lead magnet. So I have an online marketing guide, for example, an affiliate marketing guide. I can put it here, file name, description, short description, and then I'll be able to upload it here. Okay, so I can do that as well. You can use an existing lead magnet, which GetResponse prepared for you. But that's how you would do it. That's how you would add a lead magnet. And then if somebody goes to your sign up page, they sign up, the next page is going to be where they're going to collect this lead magnet that you've selected here. So be careful as to what lead magnet you select, because you cannot change it later on. You'll have to create a brand new funnel. So let's say an email marketing for planning your, let's do this one. Let's preview it, see what it looks like. Okay, looks like a pretty cool lead magnet. That's completely for free. So we'll hit save. And so now, like I said, this funnel it has everything all in one. So we're going to start off by creating a sign up page, which is the landing page. We're going to create a download page. You could create an email. We're going to skip the email part because I'm going to show you how to set up email autoresponders and whatnot after this. So let's start off by creating a sign up page. You can choose a sample again. So as you can see, it's the same thing as when we built out the landing page. It's the exact same thing, right? It's just that it's all integrated together. So let's go with this one here just for variety. Enter a name for the sign up page. Let's say welcome. Let's say next step. Oh, we forgot to see a thank you page, but that's okay. So this is going to be our option 1 that's loading, and then you'll be able to edit it the same as you did with anything else. So basically, this is the picture of that lead magnet. This is a pop-up form placeholder, so I'll show you how to use this later on if you want to add pop-ups, if you want to add stuff like that to your page. I'll show you how to do that. But this is the page, so you can play around with it as you want. This is the thank you page. Check your inbox for the download link, or after this page, they'll go to the download link. So after they say, let's get healthy, let's go to the next step. Let's say we're happy with this page, with the landing page. So welcome, that looks good. Let's say we want to use our CarboFix domain. Again, it's not verified yet. It will be. And we want to go to the default thank you page. We'll say publish. It says fail to save. Let's see what happened here. So if it says fail to save settings, that means it doesn't want to register this URL yet. So just say select your domain, stick with this one for now, and say publish. And just use the GetResponse domain for now while yours works. And so this is our landing page here. And you might be wondering, well, hey, we didn't set what list we want to send these people to, right? Well, actually, the list is set up automatically. So I'll show you that in a second, that the funnel list gets automatically generated when you create a funnel. You get automatically a new list of subscribers, like 4 subscribers. So we've done that, right? We've done the landing page. So let's create a download page now. And the download page is where you're going to allow people to download the resource that you said you have. So let's go with this one, the first option here. We'll name it download. We'll say next step. And so you said you're going to send them that one page, the default option, and then here it is, okay? So again, you cannot change this. You can no longer change that. So click below to download the file. People will be able to actually download it. So let me show you here in a second. So again, don't choose your domain. It hasn't been set up yet. Let's say download, looks good. Let's say publish. I'm going to show you what that's going to look like here in a second. So to recap, somebody will land on your landing page. They're going to sign up. They're going to land on the thank you page, and then they're going to check the email, and then they're going to get this download page in the email. That's going to look like this. And then they'll be able to click that file, whatever you downloaded, and then they'll be able to see it. So if you click here, we're happy to share this resource with you. You click the download now, and you should get the download. I guess it doesn't download here, but you should get the download. And then here you can create an email, like an automated sequence of emails to people that actually signed up to the list. So we're not going to do it through here just because I want to show you how to set up emails, how to set up broadcasts, autoresponders separately. So what we're going to do is we're just going to click exit, and congratulations, you set up your funnel here. Everything is integrated together. So if you go to tools and you go into contacts, let me show you really quickly how see this funnel 1 email list was done. So this was created automatically because you created the funnel, right? So that's how that works. So this is how you create a website, create a funnel, create a landing page, a thank you page. Hopefully you guys should have an idea. So now let's go in and now let's actually set up the emails. Let me show you how to do that. So if you go to email marketing, let's start off with the basic. This is where you just set newsletters. Newsletters are one-time emails. They're not autoresponders that are sent automatically. They're one-time emails. So when you click that, you'll be able to name your message. So let's say welcome. You can choose from email address. So we want to use the new email address that we had. And then, so this title here, this is for your reference, but then this is the subject line. And what you want to do also is use a name if you can. So if you click on this option here, you can choose, let's say name. You can select it. And so what's going to happen is when people enter their first name when on your landing page or on your website, GetResponse is going to know that based on the contact field, and they'll replace this first name with their actual name. So like welcome Yvonne, welcome Billy, welcome Susan, whatever. So welcome Susan, here is your free guide, etc. And then who do you want to reach with this message? So you can add recipients because this is a one-time email. So you're going to select the list that you want to send this email to. Let's say funnel 1, you're going to click add, and now you'll be sending this email to everybody in this contact list. And then you can design a message. So you'll click on design message. You can choose any template that you like. I personally like to go with the blank template. Depends on your niche, depends on what you're promoting. So I'm going to use this template. And so what we're going to do is we can just drag the text here. And if I don't like any of this stuff here, like I don't like this, the logo being there, I'm just going to remove it. And I don't like that view online link, so I'm going to remove that as well. And then this is required depending on the country you're from, right? So we can't really change that. The powered by GetResponse, I believe that goes away after after you get off the free plan, after you actually start paying. But I'm not exactly sure. But either way, can't get rid of it even if it doesn't go away. So over here, we can compose our message. We can say, hey, and then again, we can use our custom fields here. So we can use whatever you want to pre-fill. So in this case, again, we're going to set name. We're going to say, hey, name. Here is the link to the guide you requested. I hope you enjoy it. Kind regards, Yvonne. Okay, so let's say this is a newsletter link. And so then what you could do is you can also select all of this and you can add a link and you could say, let's say www.yvonnemana.com. And then I'm going to add HTTPS at the beginning, make sure it's secure, click insert. And now people will be able to actually click on it and then they'll be able to download or whatever. And same thing here as with the landing pages, with the funnels, you can add images, you can add text, add buttons, play around with it, take some getting used to, but pretty simple actually, pretty simple. Now, before you save, you want to make sure you do a spam check. And this is to make sure that GetResponse is telling you whether your email will be delivered successfully or not. So there's a little chance that your email will land in the spam folder. You can check the details below. And so it looks like everything's actually good. So usually you would see the issues here. Like sometimes it'll say, oh, you're using too many images. Oh, you're not using enough text, etc., etc. You just fix it and you should be good to go. But that's good, what it said. And then once that's done, we can close out of that. We can click send message. And that is it. So we'll send the message in 57 seconds. If you don't want to send it, if you have second thoughts or you made a mistake, you can click don't send. But this looks good. So let's view our message online, see what it looks like. And then if we click on this link, will be taken to my website, which is under development. So don't judge. I am completely redoing it to make it look much better. But that is the idea. So that's it for your newsletter. So let's come back here. So this is it. So it's scheduled. It's going to be out here in a minute. In the meantime, let me show you autoresponders, which is the same thing as a newsletter, but now you can set the timing. So you can say, hey, I want to send out this email now. I want to send out another email in 2 days, another email in 5 days, etc., etc. So we'll click on create autoresponder. And so this is going to be the name of your first message that you want to send. So you'll say first autoresponder message. And then you want to say day 0. Day 0 means immediately as soon as somebody signs up, they're going to get an email. So if you say day 1, that means 1 day after they sign up. So make sure it's on day 0 if you want to send out emails as soon as somebody signs up. You can allow the messages to be sent on these days. If you're saying, you know, Saturday and Sunday are sacred, I don't want to bother anybody, you could just deselect these. And now your messages will not be sent on these days. So we can check those on. Make sure the from and reply to email is good. Subject line. So this is what people will actually see. So we can say, hey, again, we can use the first name. Oops. Hey, we'll add a space. Here is the link you requested or whatever. And then you can scroll down and you can design a message as well. You can use existing templates, like existing messages as well. So we've created this message. We can use that as a template for our message already. So let's suppose this is good. Let's suppose we want to use this as the first message. We're going to click next. That's the exact same message we want to use. Don't worry about this tracking stuff. That's a topic for another video. It's very technical. So we'll just leave everything there as is. We're going to click save and publish. And so now this is going to be the first email in our autoresponder sequence. But we can add another one. And we can also change the way this looks, change the layout. So you can make it look like this, where it's very visual, or you can make it look in order. So let's say we want to make it look like this. And let's say I want to add another email on day 3. So 3 days after somebody signs up, I want to add another email. So I'm going to say my second autoresponder message, or you can make it the exact same name as the subject line. That's up to you. And we can say, hey, you know, how are you? And again, we could say, hey, how are you? First name, or whatever details people give you. Maybe if people give you the full first and last name, then you can add that. You can include both their first and last name. It doesn't have to be just first name. So these are all the options that you have here. Or maybe company. Maybe if it's a company that signed up, you can say, hey, company, right? Whatever it is you want to do. And then again, we're going to design message. And we can use this as a template. But then we're going to go in there and we will actually make some changes. So we'll say, hey, name. How have you been doing? So normally you would have this option to unlink it, but it's not there for some reason. So we'll just write something else new. We'll say, how have you been doing? You know, we haven't talked for 3 days and I wanted to catch up. Hope you are well and let me know. Whatever, right? Like if you want to follow up with your lead, see how they're doing or whatever message you want, I'm just showing you how to do it. So you'll click on next and now that's going to be automatically sent out on day 3. So 3 days after somebody signs up. And then here you want to go through that. Everything looks good. We'll click save and publish. And this is going to be your second message, right? And here you can see it says cycle on day 0, on day 3. That's when they'll be sent. Or if you see this layout, you'll see everything here as well. And so that's how you set up these autoresponders. So if you go on tools, you should be familiar with a few of these already. Contacts, email marketing, autoresponders, website builder, landing pages, and conversion funnel. So let me show you now how to add forms, right? So if you want to create your own email form, let me show you how you can add that to your website. So there are 2. You have forms and pop-ups, and you have forms. Forms and pop-ups is more of a pop-ups than forms, but you can go into forms, the separate one, to edit the form. So if you go over here, if you click on edit, doesn't matter what you choose really. So do you want it as a pop-up or do you want your form to be on the page? That's up to you. Let's say we want a pop-up. We'll click next. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this tab because I want to show you what it's going to look like on our landing page. And you can pick any of these. So scroll through, pick a pop-up that you like. I don't know, let's say we go with this one. We go select that. And you can change stuff here. Let's say this is a little too big. You can make it a little smaller. We can. So the problem with this pop-up editor is you cannot change it and move it anywhere you like, as opposed to the other one. So I'm not a big fan of this one, to be honest. You can make it a little bit smaller here, maybe. No, not even. Like that. Yeah, so kind of a little more frustrating to work with than the other one. Other one's much easier. But let's suppose this is the pop-up, right? So you can't really change the size. It only goes bigger, but it doesn't go smaller. But you can adjust the width right here. So on the side, you can say 50%, 55, whatever you want. So let's say we want it to be like that. You can choose the type. You wanted it to be a full screen pop-up. That's going to take up the whole page, a pop-up box, a slide-in box, something that's like on the side. Or if you want it to be a bar, you can do that too. So let's say we just want a pop-up box, just so I can show you the code, how to do it. And we're going to click next. And so now you're going to choose the triggers. So when do you want the pop-up to show up? So we're going to say choose, and we're going to say after, let's say, if a visitor is on a page for 5 seconds, we want the pop-up to show. Or if the user scrolls through, let's say, 50% of the page. Oops. Okay, that's weird. Or if somebody tries to exit, we want the pop-up to show. Or if somebody is uninterested and they're inactive, they're either not on the page or they switched to a new tab and then they came back, things like that. We want to say, let's say 20 seconds. So we'll hit save, and you can set the timing as well. So do you want this to start immediately? Do you want to display for each user? So if a user sees a pop-up, do you want to show it to them again right away? If they, for example, wait a few seconds and then they want to leave, do you want to show them that same pop-up again? Or do you want to display one pop-up every 1 day, for example? And then you can stop displaying to visitors who clicked a button, who closed the pop-up, for example. So if a user closes a pop-up, maybe you want to stop showing them that pop-up, right? Makes sense, kind of straightforward. So that looks good. We'll click save. And then you can choose the audience. So do you want to choose a specific device? You can choose visitors. You can choose a country, any of that good stuff. We'll click save. And then we're going to click next. And now it's going to give us the code that we have to add. So the first thing we have to do is add a URL. So where do we want to show this pop-up on? So we can go back. You can go either to your landing pages. You can go to your funnels. You can go to website builder. It makes no difference. It's the exact same thing. And I'll show you exactly how to set it up regardless what you're doing. And by the way, here we have some landing pages from the funnel that we created, right? So if you're wondering, wait a minute, we only created one landing page. Well, that's because some of them were created from the funnel. I think the one that we made ourselves was this one, I think, landing page 1. So we're going to click on, well, first of all, let's copy this URL here. So we're going to click copy. We're going to come back here. We're going to enter this URL here. We're going to, it removed the HTTPS automatically. And you can show the pop-up on the entire website or on specific pages. So let's say you want to show it only on, if you're doing like a website, only on the About Us page, you can choose just the About Us URL here. So you would enter that here. But in this case, we're going to enter it on the whole site. You can scroll here. And now we have to enter this code in the head section, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to copy this code. We're going to go back. We're going to edit this page. And so what you're going to do is drag this element here, this code element. You're going to drag it to the top, and it's going to be invisible. Nobody's going to see it. And you're just going to paste that code there. You're going to hit save. And so this is that placeholder code. We're going to click next step. And that should be all you need to do for this specific pop-up. So we just want to make sure everything is good. We're going to just deselect that. We'll use that URL for now. And we're going to hit publish. And so now we're going to view. So let's view the landing page and see. And so if I try to exit, oh, wait, sorry, we have to save and publish first. And then let's go back and let's refresh the page. So now this is published. So let's refresh the page and let me try to exit and see if the pop-up shows up. Boom, there's the pop-up. Or let's say I scroll down past 50% of the page and the pop-up's not going to show because it only shows one pop-up per person, right? So let's see if we refresh if it does anything. Try to exit. Yeah, no. So because of the rule that we set, right? Yeah, so we want to edit the rules here. So we're going to click on rules. So let's suppose edit timing. So we're going to remove the frequency. And we're going to remove this. And just so I can show you how the different rules all work. So now that we've done that, display rules saved. Now, if we refresh this page and we scroll, there you go. So we scrolled 50%. That was one of the rules. And the pop-up showed up, right? So that's all you have to do. You're just going to add the code on the page. So if you're not using GetResponse, if you're using WordPress or you're using anything like Unbounce, ClickFunnels, all you have to do is add that code to the header of the page. That's all. That's all you're going to do. And it's going to work. So that's the landing page. So that's the pop-up, forms and pop-ups. It's going to be the same thing for any forms and pop-ups, but let me quickly show you how to use this forms option here as well. So forms is going to be the same thing. Create form. This one I like more because you have more flexibility, more control over actually moving around elements. So I like this one a little more. So we're just going to stick with list builder wizard. The other ones take a little bit more technical knowledge, like development knowledge to build a form using HTML. So if you are unfamiliar with coding and stuff, just stick to this option here. So let's suppose we want to use this template just for illustration purposes. So I can show you how to actually embed this form on your landing page. So we're going to go to the landing page first, by the way. So let's we're going to go back. Let's go back to our landing pages. Go back to this one. We're going to hit edit page. No, we don't need that. And so this is the pop-up, and or not the pop-up, the form. And this is why I like it a little better, because as you can see here, you can really just edit anything you want here. And there you go. And then this, for example, you can move this anywhere you want, unlike the other one, right? You can move this anywhere you like, again. So much more flexibility with these forms. So I like it better. And depending on your spacing, you guys are going to have to play around with the spacing and see how much space you have on your page. Because if you have like a space that looks like that, then you're going to have to make your form look like that too, right? But let's say this is good. So we're going to hit publish. So we're just going to copy this code. We're going to go back to our landing page here. We're going to drag this element here as well. I'm going to paste the code here there, and that should be good. And then what I'm going to do, because we have a few variants, we can make sure that we do the same thing on these other variants as well, just so you can actually see what it looks like in case we land on a different variant. You can drop it there. And then same thing here. We're going to hit save, and let's go to the next step. And we're going to hit publish. And if we preview the page now, we see the form here. And like I said, you want to make sure the form looks good and it's consistent with your actual page, because in this case, the form is, it's too big for this page, right? So it doesn't really make sense, but I'm just showing you how to do it. So that would be the process for how you would embed this form on your page. You're simply going to add the JavaScript element and put the code in there. That's what you're going to do. So going to close out of that. So that is the forms and pop-ups, landing page, website builder. Should be good here. Let's go into reports real quick. We're just about done here. So here's just where you'll basically see all the reports. You'll see the open rate, delivery rate, click rate, stop complaint rate. You'll have the same for autoresponders, the same information. You'll have your automation message information. You'll have the contacts, e-commerce, product recommendations, all that fun stuff. Automation, we will get to. Webinars, it's the same thing. So if you come in here, you create live webinar. It's basically like creating a landing page, but it'll just have more webinar options. I don't really record webinars, so I wouldn't be able to give you too much detail on that, but it would be the exact same thing as landing page, just more webinar options. That's all. So you should know how to do it. Conversion funnel, we've done that. Paid ads, this is pretty cool. So you can upgrade your account, and there's not much I can show you here anyway. All that you're going to be able to do once you upgrade your account is basically integrate your Facebook and Google ads. So you'll have to sign up and integrate the two so that GetResponse will see your Facebook page or will see your Google ads account. And then you'll be able to create your ads from here, from GetResponse, and they'll automatically show up in Google ads or Facebook ads. So I'd still suggest that you create the ads on the corresponding platforms on Google and Facebook. But like I said, GetResponse is trying to kind of create all in one. So this is a very convenient way for you to have everything in one place if you so choose to. So that's the paid ads. Chats is really cool. So let me first, before we go into chats, let me show you something. If you go on landing pages here, and let's edit a landing page. Let's go into edit settings. Let me show you something before we go on that. So if you scroll down here, you click on chat window. Let's say yes to that, and we'll click publish. And let's open this landing page just to show you what this cool chat feature looks like. And so now, as you can see, our crappy landing page with all these broken forms. But over here on the bottom, you see it says got questions. And if you click on it, people will be able to message you on your site or on your landing page. So if you say hi, hello, okay, so we've done that. Now let's go into chats and let me show you what that's going to look like. And we can skip the tour because I'll be able to tell you. Basically, you'll have all your chats here. So you can choose the settings for like how do you want people, when they see you, how do you want them to see you as always available, as away, during specific hours, stuff like that. But you'll see all your chats here, active chats. And so you'll be able to reply here. Hey, how are you? And boom, right there. So really cool feature, especially if you have like employees that can come in here, that can respond, stuff like that. So just another cool feature, GetResponse added that wasn't necessarily there before. So that's that. Web push notifications. I don't really use this. Frankly, not quite sure what this is, but I'm guessing just some sort of pop-up as well. So I'm not gonna go into that. I don't use it, but you guys can say add site to begin, and it'll basically, I'm guessing, have like some sort of pop-up. Files and images. So this is where you can add your files. So I have an online marketing guide, for example. I can click on add files, I can upload it, and then you can use that as a URL. So for example, I'm gonna go in and I'm actually gonna add this file here just to show you what it looks like. And so here I'm uploading my affiliate marketing guide for beginners, which you guys can get as well at ivanmana.com. And I'm currently working on redesigning the site so it'll be more user-friendly. And then you can preview this, and no, you can't. It doesn't look bad, but you can copy URL. You can open this in a new URL, and this is what it's going to look like. This is the guide, and you can access it. And the cool thing is that you can just add this as a URL. So sometimes if there's no space for you to add like a download link, for example, if you're attaching an email in an autoresponder, you can just use this link, the copy URL link, in your email. And you can say, hey guys, click here to download the guide. And you can do that. If you go to tools, if you go to, again, our autoresponders, you can just add that link there, right? So that's how you would do it. So pretty cool. You can add files, images. If you want to add a favicon to your site, you can add it here. This is like your media portal. And then you have integrations and APIs. So this is pretty cool. So like I mentioned, if you're using a third-party platform, be it for a landing page, for a website builder, let's say you're using Unbounce, you want to integrate GetResponse with Unbounce. So if somebody signs up to your Unbounce page, GetResponse will send them the emails. You can do it here via API and integration. So if you click on API integration by Zapier, you'll have to connect your Zapier account. For some apps that aren't supported, you'll have to use Zapier. You also have this API key. You can click generate key and you're gonna get a special key. And for example, for ClickFunnels. So ClickFunnels is integrated with GetResponse via an API key. So if you're using ClickFunnels and you wanna send GetResponse emails, all you have to do is generate API key, enter that key inside of your ClickFunnels account, and everything is gonna be nice and dandy, nice and working for you. So that's the idea. Webhooks is like a more sophisticated version of API integrations. I believe it requires some developmental knowledge. I haven't played around with that, but that's what it is. And I believe we went through absolutely everything here except e-commerce tools and automation. I'm just scanning through it. I think that's everything. So let's go through e-commerce tools real quick. So I personally don't use Shopify, but all you're gonna do is click on Connect Now. You can choose your store, and then you will be able to integrate your shopping store with GetResponse. So again, really cool. GetResponse is trying to work on having everything in one place. Really cool stuff. So let's go back into automation, the last thing here we have on the list. Automations are really cool. So autoresponders are very simple. You say, hey, I wanna send an email once every 3 days, once every 2 days. This automation is a little more sophisticated. So instead of saying, I wanna send an email once every 3 days, for example, you can say, hey, I wanna send an email if somebody clicks on a link in my email, or I wanna send an email for somebody that doesn't open my email. I wanna segment them and I wanna send them this email. You can do that. So you can go through these options and see which one works for you, like a course promotion, and say like, hey, people who signed up to my course, people who haven't signed up to my course, I wanna send them this. But we're gonna go with start from scratch just so you have an idea of what this looks like. So let me see what I can close here. We can leave that for now. And that looks good. We are pretty familiar with this, or rather I'd show you how to do it, so don't worry about it. So you can choose what you want. So what's the occasion? Does somebody click a link? Does somebody open a message? Does somebody special occasion, you can go into detail as to what exactly you want, or somebody is sent a message. So let's say if somebody is subscribed to your list. So we're going to click subscribe, and then we're going to click on this little, okay, drag. Okay, so I guess it's, let's turn off tutorial mode. And so you can click here and you can say, hey, I want somebody to subscribe to my, let's say, online marketing list via any method. Doesn't matter how they subscribe, as long as they subscribe. Once they subscribe, here's what I want to happen. I want to, for example, send them a message. And then we're going to connect. We're going to drag and drop. And we're going to send them a message. And you can choose which message you want to send them. So you can go into, for example, autoresponder. You can select your autoresponder message. Let's say my first autoresponder. Sure. And then it's going to copy that message and it's going to send them that first autoresponder message to people that subscribed to this method, right? And you can play around with these settings as well. So send only during specific hours, during recipients. And so next we could say, for example, if a message was opened. So we're going to connect the two. And so we'll say when any such autoresponder is opened, the one that we've connected here, what do we want to happen? So if it is opened, we want to move them to a different list, or maybe we want to send them another message like that. Or if they didn't open the autoresponder message, we want to send them a different message. So if they say no, if the autoresponder isn't opened, we want to send them this message. If a responder is opened, we want to send them this message. And then you can select which message you want to send them. Vice versa. Alternatively, you can do this. You can delete this. And if they didn't open it, if they didn't open your any autoresponder message, which you've selected here, you can move them to a list. And you can say, okay, I want to move them to a different list. I want to move them to the list that of people who don't check emails. And I want to send them these different emails instead. So I want to send them to that list. And then after I send them to that list, I want to send them this message, this autoresponder sequence instead, right? And so that's the idea. That's what this automation is. It allows you to do all these things and to segment people. And you can also you can add tags to people as well. You can say, hey, people that didn't open, I want to set them to a specific tag. You can do that. So lots of different options, play around here. That's what this automation is. Play around with all these options. We can take days kind of going through every single scenario. But once you're done, you click Save and Publish. Yeah, okay, so this one isn't configured yet. That's okay. In fact, none of them are really. So let's say, and so I select the cycle day because you want to send them, so you want to move them to a list. And then if you're moving them to an autoresponder cycle list, you got to select the day, right? And then over here, this one worked once I set that up. So once you do that, you can click Save and Publish. And that's your automation. So you're good to go. And that should hopefully give you guys a very thorough idea of everything to do with GetResponse here, almost the end of 2022 and coming into 2023. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/IvanMana. I have almost 500 videos at this point, completely free, showing you a variety of online marketing tools, giving golden tips and nuggets, pieces of information about any online marketing topic, whether it's Google ads, Microsoft ads, Facebook ads, how to make money online, so on and so forth. So lots of content here. Again, if you guys don't have GetResponse, if you head over to go.ivanmana.com/GetResponse10, I'm going to give you guys a special discount code that you cannot get anywhere else, really, unless certain affiliates that are qualified to have it as well. So I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one.